what's up guys, Super here, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about what is arguably my favorite YouTube series ever, Rewind Rumble. For those who don't know, Rewind Rumble is a versus show that is about quality over quantity. It takes a very serious tone to it, and I am really glad. And I know it's been like 12 beyond since I last reacted to a Rewind Rumble episode, but I am sorry, I have just been very busy with school, don't blame me. But back to the topic of this video, I will be talking about my top 10 favorite episodes of Rewind Rumble. But before we start this list, I have to lay down a couple ground rules. First off, I will not be including the Disney vs Nicktoons Total War on this list. Mainly because that episode would easily take number 1 since I did choose it with my idea raffle winnings, and I just figured it wouldn't be fair, so I am excluding that off of this list. And also, bonus episodes such as Danny Phantom vs Jake Long will have its own top 5 list on another day for another list. With that being said, let's begin. At number 10, I have the Avatar vs Naruto 3-on-3 mini war. Fun fact, this was actually a battle requested idea by an idea raffle winner known as Robert S. Congratulations to him on winning the raffle. And I gotta say, Regular Animations and Discovery did a really good job on this 3-on-3 battle. Color me impressed. Probably the most notable thing to point out about this animation in my opinion is that it doesn't feel like just some fight compilation. No, this actually feels like a genuine animation with a genuine plot behind it where all 3 of the characters go on to fight each other. Like, you know, Aang vs Kid Naruto, Zuko vs Kid Sasuke, and Toph vs Kid Gaara. It actually felt like a team fight and not just a bunch of one-on-one compilations. And the idea of Avatar and Naruto dueling out is a fairly interesting idea. So Robert S., if you're watching this, thank you. Discovery and Regular Animations, if you're watching this, thank you. Animation Rewind, if you're watching this, thank you. And with that being said, let us move on. At number 9, we have another team fight being The Incredibles vs Fantastic Four. This fight was animated by Gabriel M., who is ultimately my favorite animator for Team Animation Rewind. The way he animates his fights are really nice and stylish. They're really fast and they really have that oomph, especially when a powerful attack has been landed. But back to the episode itself. This right here is a similar situation to the Aang vs Naruto 3-on-3 as it has like a total team fight and not just a one-on-one compilation. But I think this fight executed it just a little bit better. Mainly because all 4 characters on each roster are all shown fighting each other in one specific location. And sure, while Aang vs Naruto does do the same thing, I argue that it just has a bit more one-on-one drag, especially with Aang vs Naruto. But with this one, there's no nonsense, it gets right to the point. All the Incredibles are fighting all the Fantastic Four all at once, all in the same spot. And some of them even swap around to fight different team members every now and then. This fight truly shows what a team fight is and what a team fight is supposed to be. We're not even halfway through the list yet, and I'm already talking about so much positivity in the episodes, so you can tell that this is a good series. And with that being said, let us move on to number 8. At number 8, we have Gohan vs Superboy. It's about time that we see the Suns kicking ass after seeing the dozens upon dozens of Goku vs Superman fights on Cartoon Fight Club. Round of applause to Spino for animating this, he did a really good job on it. And it's cool to see these two fight in the middle of a desert where there seems to be nobody else around so they don't accidentally kill anyone, because these are some pretty powerful characters. And I personally believe that this animation simulates how Gohan vs Superboy would actually fight. What I mean is that everything you see in this battle, in my opinion, perfectly represents what it would be like if Gohan and Superboy were to actually fight canonically, despite the fact that it's technically not a simulation. And with that, let's get right on to number 7. At number 7, we have the Kaiju vs the Avenger, Godzilla vs Hulk. Ever since I was a little kid, I always thought it would have been cool to see Godzilla take on the Avengers, but to see Hulk take on Godzilla is still pretty cool. This fight was animated by Cheetahman YT, and I gotta say, this 3D animation is epic and awesome. And I love the lighting and shadows, it's all just so perfect. And I have to say, this battle is the perfect length. Cheetahman YT's animations usually range from 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes long. It falls more into the 1.5 minute margin, but still, it is an amazing animation and I definitely recommend it. With that being said, let us move on to number 6. At number 6, we have the angriest, Broly vs Azura. This is actually the sequel to the Cartoon Fight Club episode Vegeta vs Azura, believe it or not. And I gotta say, this animation was overall a huge improvement compared to Vegeta vs Azura. It's bright and it's flashy. I just love it all. And the matchup itself is really interesting and unique. I just love seeing two angry characters taking it out on each other. It's just really awesome. This fight, along with Vegeta vs. Azura, was animated by Justino, and I gotta say, it is really, really good. And while it would have been cool to see these two hop from planet to planet or something, I still like this battle overall. Now for number 5. At number 5 we have the Rise and then Fallen and then Rise Again, Crash vs. Spyro. And no offense to the animator Omega7321 or Rewind himself, but I personally prefer the death battle version of this fight. Mainly because they're more so 3D type games and it's just kind of odd to see them in 2D. But back to the fight itself. I love how it starts, like Spyro and Sparks flying in and then Crash starts spying on them. It gives a distinct vibe to the fight because it's not just some random fight that's starting. No, it's actually Crash spying on Spyro and actually wanting to attack him. Not them just starting like, round 1 fight and then they just fight. No, it's actually a planned out startup, and I like that. And sure, while it kind of has a slow startup, it eventually gets really fast as they start to fight, and it's really engaging. And it's really funny how the characters get zoomed in on their faces every now and then. It shows that these two will do whatever it takes to kill their opponent, even though they're bloodlusted and they know each other really well in the canon realm. Okay, I don't know why, but I'm just now starting to realize that my voice is slowly draining down at the end of each voice clip, and I don't know why. Whatever. Probably the most notable thing to point out in this episode specifically is that it has an alternate ending to it, unlike the other episodes. Which I am not going to spoil who wins, you will have to go and find out for yourself. With that being said, let us move on to number 4. At number 4 we have Mario vs. Sonic Deluxe. And by that I mean Archie Sonic vs. Paper Mario. I like this episode so much because it doesn't do just an ordinary Mario vs. Sonic match. This is Mario and Sonic at their absolute best. And Archie Sonic and Paper Mario were both given 1 week's worth of prep time. This battle was animated by once again Discovery, and like always he did a really good job on it. I like how the background changes to be fast colors every now and then when one of the characters is pulling off a combo off another. If I were to give a subtitle to this battle, I would call it the Battle of Fury because to be honest there's a lot of fire as you can tell. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. I mean, I know this segment was kind of short, but then again, I didn't really have much planned to say aside from superb job to Discovery for making this battle. And with that being said, let's get to number 3. And the third best Rewind Rumble episode is Archie Sonic vs. Barry Allen the Flash. What's really great about this one is that it doesn't have a pre-analysis, it gets right to the fight, and that's what we're here for! Sorry about this y'all, I just really love this fight, and this channel as a whole. Anyways, on to the fight itself. Not only is the animation awesome, epic, and over 9 minutes long, may I add, it's also the most story-detailed Rewind Rumble episode to this day. Mainly because the Fatal Conflict episode, Boruto vs. Teen Gohan, has general plot elements to this animation. You can tell that the animator Jamix007 put a lot of time, effort, and thought into this fight. Oh, and he also animated Boruto vs. Teen Gohan. And keep in mind, this animation is 9 minutes long. That is longer than most old death battles. Overall, despite how long I've just spent going through the reasons on why I love this episode so much, this isn't quite as an amazing episode as these two. And the second best episode of Rewind Rumble is Goku Black vs. Reverse Flash. I can go on for days and days on why I love this episode so much, but I'll just list some of the more important stuff. The voices are amazing, the sound effects are engaging, it was animated by Gabriel M for crying out loud. Oh, and about the animation itself, God, this is good! Seriously, the animation is so fast and so intense. All the sound effects are really fast, all the attacks from both characters are really fast, I mean seriously! And just like Spyro vs. Crash, this also has an alternate ending so that way everyone is happy. Almost. And sure, while this animation may not be as long as Flash vs. Sonic or have much of a detailed plot like Flash vs. Sonic, it is still a really good fight, and I say is way better, and yes, I do say way better than Flash vs. Sonic. And on top of all that, I even stated in my reaction video that this fight would be on a list like this.
That's going on my top 5 best Rewind Rumble episodes.
But despite all that, this is not my favorite Rewind Rumble episode. And before I show you guys my favorite, here are a few honorable mentions. previous episodes that I just talked about were amazing in their own right, they don't even fucking touch the #1 spot. I can go on days and days about this, but it should be self-explanatory. Okay, you may or may not have expected this after seeing that Nicktoons vs. Disney wouldn't be #1. But yes, my #1 pick is indeed the Mario vs. Sonic Total War. When I first saw the trailer, my hype was literally off the charts. And yes, we did hear that this episode was in production well before the trailer first came out for it. And even though this is technically considered a remastered version of the original war, this is actually a total rematch with new characters, a new circumstance, and a different outcome? You'll have to go see for yourself. Unlike the original war, which did have prep time, this war does not have prep time at all. I'm pretty sure that this change was made to ensure that this doesn't have the same outcome as the original war, which again, I am not going to spoil, you will have to go see for yourself. This animation is 3 times longer than Flash vs. Sonic. And sure, while it may not be as detailed as Flash vs. Sonic, it's still way better than it because it's a total war with a bunch of characters versus a bunch of characters and not just a one-on-one. Now, as much as I would love to talk about the war more, I think you should go see it for yourself because it has that charm that only you experiencing it will understand. And if you have already watched it, then go watch it again. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. After you've seen Disney vs. Nicktoons first. All in all, at the end of the day, Animation Rewind is a great content creator and a great guy. He has put so many smiles on my face and I am so thankful. And I cannot wait for the future of Rewind Rumble and for Season 2 to begin. Episodes like Spyro vs. Toothless, Spider-Man and Miles vs. All Might and Deku, the Reality Warping Freefall, and even Raven vs. Blank are all episodes that I am very excited for and will be definitely doing reactions for. At least after I react to the other 5 or so episodes that I haven't seen yet. You see guys, we did this together. This is a victory we shall never forget. Animation Rewind, thank you. You already gave me a positive impression when you put Disney vs. Nicktoons in production. But this right here is a decision I am most grateful for. We need more people like you. People that actually acknowledge their fans and care about them. I appreciate you very much as a YouTuber. I give you, along with everyone else on Team Animation Rewind, my greatest gift of gratitude, and I will definitely continue to support Team Animation Rewind. Have a good one.